assuming so.
Yeah, they're expecting it. They don't really have vision. They were just running in blind onto high ground. Top tier 1 still standing. I think that's maybe what they should have done instead of TPing the tiny bottom. Take out the tier 1 top so that you can invade the jungle. This way you kinda invaded the jungle, you didn't do a lot, plus you don't have any objectives taken.
Oh, Ace. Forced to use two sentries to not even get an op, so it gets denied by me.
Top lane.
Avalanche toss and Pit of Malice with the Firestorm. Marvel will get the kill on a DJ.
And that's a decent kill. Pressuring the gyro away from the lane most likely as well, so because of that Marvel should be able to pressure the tower a little bit top lane, perhaps take it down. The problem is FNATIC is already one step ahead and they can rotate and do whatever they want to pretty much on the map. Do you want to defend top? Easy, we can defend top because no one is pressuring bottom, no one is pressuring mid.
About that 10-minute mark, Ocean Heart. Okay. For the gyro. He's about 5k net worth going Sanjin Yasha. He's got the Yasha being delivered, I believe. Like that is, he is really...
No crit shenanigans, nothing like that. I think you give the Ocean Heart to Invoker probably. He's the one constantly in the river at the moment, so he gets the most out of it. And so far this Riki on the mid lane, every time I click, he's out of mana, out of HP. They're just pressuring him hard. And when I say they, I mean Moon and his 3 balls flying around his head, because he's the one doing it.
The 3 giving him that extra HP region at the moment.
Riki going into that corrosion, orb of corrosion that is. With that, he does start to carry a punch. So maybe you'll be able to make some kills on Raven, some rotations with A ulti.
Ooh, Avalanche. I think he was trying to get the deny on the tower. Jabs. He'll run. And he does get 6 from the tome that gets delivered. Oh.
Very close.
Do they turn for this?
Toss in 1 second. Maybe he'll go back in, but they have a sentry. He should understand it. And look at mid. This is truly what it is all about. Meanwhile, Moon already setting up on the bottom lane, but they don't have relocate, so this should be pretty difficult. However, they are connecting. Yeah, that's good. Great King TP's out.
Yeah, he saw that he went into the Ghost Walk.
Because he was also TPing very obviously while they were pushing tier 1 mid.
You've just got so much farm going away with FNATIC. And taking a lot of these tier 1s very early on.
And they're trying on the Timber again.
Avalanche, Cold Feet, looking for everything. Hill, Timber Chain away.
Once you get AA to level 6, maybe that's when you do it. And I actually didn't follow it completely through, but I believe Tiny took the tome. And that's a big issue. Like, I think you need your AA to hit 6 as soon as possible.
Yeah.
If you had AA 6 there, suddenly you can actually kill the Timber. It's possible, it's doable. They'll try again. He has no trees this time.
Yeah, he really wants to get out, but he can't. The problem is, yeah, he dies, but that's costing you. Oh, you've gone twice. That's a lot of space.
That's a nice smoke if they can catch anyone. DJ, Raven.
I believe it got spotted, though.
He tried to blink in twice. And now Tiny as well just runs in. And while you're smoking and doing all this, instead of pressuring mid tier 1, Timbersaw is respawning. So you most likely won't be able to take it. Do they have a glyph? I believe they do. They have a glyph as well. Like, these small things really matter a lot. You need to understand when you get a kill in a certain spot that you instantly need to converge on an objective.
Looking for Moon. And he's a bit far forward. They've got the Ice Blast. He's dead.
Top lane, Wraith King.
Yeah, if they can get Wraith King twice, that would feel pretty great for them. Incarnation, rotations coming over from the side of LILGUN. Not sure they're going to be in time. Jabs with some great body blocks. And they get the kill next 1, 2, 3. They do lose Moon over mid, but that is a fine trade for him.
Yep. The whole team of LILGUN was trying to actually connect and try and perhaps save the Wraith King, but it's just another one of those instances in which you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
You could be using that time to either farm, get your items faster, as Tiny was doing, or perhaps pressure the tier 1 mid a little bit more. It's looking much better for LILGUN this time around, as their tier 2 is still standing, and it's almost the 14th minute mark, 13:30. That's 2 minutes longer than in the first game.
And that could change very quickly, though. One team fight, push in.
Well, yes and no, because FNATIC doesn't push nearly as fast as in that first game.
They don't have all that to go in with.
Beastmaster, Exorcism, Enchantress, all these, Drow Ranger, all these heroes just pushed so well. They don't have that this time. What they do have is almost a vessel completed on Moon.
Some dagger though for the Tiny. Trying to take this ancient stack.
Timber rotates in.
X123 is going to be in trouble again, because they want to go over and they don't have a way to keep alive this Wraith King, in my opinion. And now they look over at Marvel. Blink Strike Moon, Deafening Blast, that comes out onto the Riki. They get the kill onto the Wraith King while all this is going on. And well, down goes Moon, but it's traded for the Underlord. So it's a 2-for-1 trade and the stacks.
Underlord, Wraith King stacks. You do still have Blink on Tiny, but it looks like they won't try to contest this, as Ancient's ulti has been already expended on that kill on Invoker.
Yeah.
But Riki did show some power there. Like, he made Moon bleed out instantly. So the hero is strong. I'm not sure how strong it is to justify it on the mid lane just yet. We'll see.
Moon's positioning in that fight was interesting.
He was trying to get to the secret shop to buy that vessel as well to finish it off. Then he tried to follow up on the Underlord attack, so he just got himself in a bad position, not necessarily on his own volition, not exactly on his own fault.
Blink Avalanche, Ice Blast all coming in on the Nyx Assassin. And they're going to relocate. They want to try and get something from this, at least in return. They also get the Ancient Apparition. Stop his TP or kill him before.
Yeah, they had nothing, no way of stopping that. Timber also isn't going into Yules, he's going into BKB, so they couldn't really stop the AA. Sanctity just scouting everything out.
Yeah, he's going to Fusel next.
I like that. I mean, what else do you do on position 2 Riki? You could go for that meme build that I've seen Synderen and some other position 4s play. Meteor Hammer into Dart, but from the mid lane, you need to actually be able to right-click a bit too.
They've got a sentry here. I believe he got spotted, but I don't know if that's even going to matter. They hit the Vendetta, they've got the stun, and now they're moving in to try and get the kill here on a Marvel. Cold Snap taking a lot of this damage. They've got the Spirit Vessel, Avalanche toss, Ice Blast comes in, hits on a Moon, they land the Tornado, but they've got the Wraith Fire Blast from the right clicks because they have the sentries down. I think maybe they thought they didn't have the sentries due to the fact that the Nyx Assassin walked in and got that stun. They kill off the Ancient Apparition, and Underlord will survive to TP out.
He turns.
They take out DJ, they look towards the rest, right on a Raven. Oh, the big stun coming in through here by the Nyx Assassin. Raven's still on the run.
No hits onto the gyro.
Nah, he TPs. And now Sanctity, he's trying to run.
They have one more sentry, but no dusts. They let him go. Moon was a little bit too greedy that fight. He got clipped by Tiny plus AA ulti, and he moved out. He managed to use the stick before the AA hit.
Right.
But after moving out, he moved back in, and he literally went into melee range to a Wraith King who had a sentry on the ground. Moon didn't understand that there was a sentry. They kill him off. If Moon lives, that's a completely different fight, but...
yeah, I don't think he expects this sentry that's up towards the top of the
because
triangle.
he also has one, I believe, in the river, or had it afterwards, but definitely didn't see that sentry or expected it.
Yeah, you see him run back in. Wraith Fire Blast, 2 right clicks. He ends up dead. The fact that Marble stays alive in this fight too is kind of wild.
Yeah, because they distract everyone by the Invoker attack. Actually, very well played by LILGUN. And you can see some power of their draft. They can eliminate targets extremely fast. Tiny plus A, Riki plus A, and then Underlord is just the one that follows everything up with some Pit of Malice and Firestorm.
So now they go for the tier 2 tower over bottom. The Malice down. Not a lot of mana here for your Timber.
Yeah, Sanctity was also out of mana. They caught him in behind.
Ice Blast in, hits jabs, and well, Point Strike, they'll get the kill. They hit the homing missile, Tornado comes through, lands on the 2, Ace taking a lot of damage, we get the kill into the Ancient Apparition. They look over at Hishki, right-click scene, tossed up into the air, Raven still trying to chase, the tether is gone, they've got the Avalanche, Hishki's gonna walk away.
Yeah, that was also a very nice smoke screen from the Riki. Sanctity pretty much saved the Tiny together with the Avalanche. He used the smoke screen on a choke point on 3 heroes and allowed the Tiny to live. You shouldn't bail on your supports. Moral of the story, help each other out.
Or just leave them and tell them to buy more wards. It's their fault.
And flame him as well and tell him that you're gonna report him afterwards. That also works, obviously.
Always.
Radiant's middle tower.
It's the words that have always worked.
It's a classic.
BKB finished here for Raven.
Yep. He's getting pretty much fight ready.
Right.
He has the BKB, S and Y, very tanky. Didn't go into anything too greedy like an Aghanims early on. Just wants to be able to fight constantly.
And 4 staff now for the Nyx Assassin. We'll see if he goes Ags next.
Yeah, that 4 staff is... He actually has a recipe queued up as well. 4 staff plus a recipe for 4 staff queued up, so you want the double 4 staff.
4 staff level 2.
Yeah. They should make that. Longer range.
Longer range, shorter cooldown. Ice Blast coming in. BKB's been popped. Relocate out. Courier, that's dead. Just standing still.
I remember the times when you couldn't actually relocate the target out with BKB, but we might see a fight here.
Yeah, they want to come over. They've got the Spike Carapace. Look at the damage onto the Wraith King. Oh, he's just gone so fast. And they're going to look over. Avalanche lands Timber Chain across. As Riki's trying to get a kill here on the DJ. Does he get out of this one? They have the Deafening Blast, and he does, because Sanctity is dead.
Yeah, that was just perfect execution by FNATIC, because Wraith King dies from the EMP.
Yeah.
He has 20 Magic Wand charges, but is unable to use them to get that mana back to actually use his ulti. Meanwhile, Riki almost hits and kills off the IO, but DJ lives on a sliver of his HP, and his teammates are fast enough to control the Riki and get that kill before he manages to kill the IO off. Really well played by FNATIC. Plus the fact, the peace of mind that they had, okay, they just wasted a lot of spells, we wasted the BKB, but we can still fight. And then they actually go in and win a team fight.
With that team fight win, we'll see what they do from here. Know that they want to grab the outpost. They've already done so. Going Shard next on the Riki, no surprise. Look at the Sleeping Dart. You've got the Vendetta used. And there's the smoke popped. That's for an Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, we'll see how much of a change this Sleeping Dart
Wraith
will
King
do.
might get caught. They saw that Courier.
Still
Question is, can they see him?
Still has ulti and he's safe. He has a Quelling Blade now to use.
He had ulti last time.
He had ulti, yeah, that's true. He's actually queuing up a BKB very, very early on. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Maybe a Shard at the moment and then just buying a Sange would be better. Then you kind of get the best of both worlds. You don't need mana for the ulti, plus you get some status resistance, plus you hit harder.
Right.
But alright, he wants to save the safe route.
Marvel in trouble. Ice Blast going into the pit.
And this is big too. Now you know they don't have AA ulti. You can actually freely go back into the pit. Yeah, I think in a situation such as this one, if you don't want to fight, then you just let the AA use the ulti, maybe snipe Rosh, and everyone farms meanwhile. Right. You don't just stand around the pit while AA ulti is flying in and then kind of think about going in or out.
And then you're not getting anything from it.
Exactly, you're not getting anything from them. You're banking on an off chance that AA ulti will catch someone very low, and then you jump in with Tiny, eliminate one target, make some trades, but it's... the risk assessment just isn't there.
12-12, 4K lead for the side of FNATIC. They've got the dust on the Sanctity, Sunstrike coming in with the Chakram, Timber Chain, and the Whirling Death. Sanctity blown up, Hishki going in, trying to get a kill. They have the AA Ice Blast to finish off jabs, but this is going to cost them 3. And I'm not too sure that's worth it. Ace, he finally falls. 4 staff used to Make sure he didn't freeze over.
Yeah, and they just go top, continue pushing. 23 minutes in, tier 1 is still standing. That's just not acceptable for the games that we've casted together. No tier 1 should stand after a 13-minute mark.
Very true.
Wraith King on the mid lane. Scouted
Tornado
out.
EMP.
Yeah. He does have the wand. He actually uses them already. And that will keep him alive though.
Now they're just going to go for the tier 2 tower. See if they can take this Firestorm.
A ulti once again.
Yeah, coming through the middle, but
Tiny is actually sneaking in through the trees, but was just a tiny little bit too slow. Couldn't catch the Invoker.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
this is a nice lead for FNATIC. Like, LILGUN, what do they have to do to bring this back?
I don't know. I actually have no idea. Maybe some magic by Ricky plus Tiny and AA. That's how it feels like, at least. Like, these three heroes need to get some sick pickoffs, like this one maybe.
Stun under 2 jabs. He's taking the attention of everybody.
This is a 5-man rotation to kill off a Nyx assassin. It's not worth it. At least you get something. And is that a BKB? I believe it is. Okay, so Wraith King has a BKB. However,
welcome to Golden Rust 3 channel.
Yeah.
So
This is a channel with diverse. Welcome to Golden Rust 3 channel.
And the tier 2
This
mid.
is a channel
Tier 2
with
bot is already
diversified
gone.
themes.
Actually,
And the
Butterfly
protagonist of
completed
this
on
film
Gyro,
today
25
is
minutes in.
Collector's
AOT.
Baby Roshan
Put her on
20.
the back.
Welcome to Golden Rust 3
Avalanche
channel.
toss. Not
This
sure
is a
if it's
channel
enough
with
to
diversified
pop.
themes.
Try to back off.
And the protagonist of this film today is
So loses first life.
Collector's
They've got the
Baby
stun on
Roshan
HDP here. This is by
2017.
Carapace. They're still trying to get the kill here onto this Timber, who is alive for a little longer, but finally falls. Toss on a Raven. He's got the Rocket Barrage out as well as the Flak Cannon to get the kill on the Ace, and now they're looking over at Moon. They'll get the kill on the Invoker. The right clicks from this Wraith King starting to hurt. They have the Aegis to work with. They've got the Tether. They'll get the kill on the
Carapace.
Underlord. Now they look over at this Wraith King again, but he gets tossed away. They have the stun.
Oh, Impale. Okay, uncharacteristic for jabs to miss a spell, but it happens to the best. Really good Carapace from him. He caught not only the Underlord, but the Wraith King as well. Sadly, Wraith King, sadly for FNATIC, that is, Wraith King was fine enough. Nice try to toss back by Hishki. Okay, LILGUN showing some teeth. I actually thought it was a mistake to go on the Timber. If you have such a good setup, maybe you could just blow up Invoker first, or maybe even one of the supports.
Right.
But they made Timber pop that BKB very early on, and then they managed to kill him afterwards.
So missing this Ricky, who just blinks back to the Wraith King, but again, jabs a little bit too far for him. That's a toss, that's a kill.
Yeah, nice smoke, preventing him from carapacing. So, one issue that's probably very apparent to you as well is this Radiance on Wraith King right now, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much making FNATIC's game easier, because Nyx Assassin with the Carapace just found another valuable target to easily control. You can even see it in fights. He's turning off the Radiance. If you're turning off the Radiance, what's the point? Why did you buy it?
Yeah, you want to spend all that gold to use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice item. It also buffs your farming speed. Yeah, sure, but it just feels, versus Nyx Assassin, it really feels off.
You don't want it to be just a farming item.
Yep. Nice Cloak of Flames that they found. Probably can give it to Chuyan. Yep. He's going to be that little bit much tankier. 10% magic resistance versus the AA. Very nice.
They've got the sweeping dart now.
Okay, let's see what they can do with it.
They've got a Sentry, and now Sanctity moving in. They've also got Hishki with the Avalanche, as well as the toss out of jab from the BKB popped here by 1, 2, 3. Ice Blast flying in. They got the kill on the Hishki. They look over at the Underlord. They've got the stun onto a couple as they'll chase this Underlord, looking at Dark Rift away. Sunstrike not going to land, and they don't have the damage.
It's fine. However, he missed the Uber back home. He was coming from behind. And I love really how Ancient Apparition always has these ultis from like some positions that you just don't expect.
Yeah.
And he's always good with wards. Like, look, even when they're losing, they always have good vision on the map because he moves across the map, does his own thing. He's really good with that. Plus, when he's on the other side of the map, those A ultis are just unexpected. Like they're coming from some weird angles.
You don't see him till the last second.
You can't dodge, yeah.
Going for the outpost. Ooh, Moon should know. He just walked in. It's that Ricky. Doesn't do anything about it though.
I'm just waiting for the sleeping dart. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fall asleep waiting for the sleeping dart.
Throw the dart out onto you.
He darted me indeed.
They're, FNATIC, while they're pressuring, they kind of look nervous about moving forward any further.
No, they're just taking their time. They don't truly have to force anything. When you're controlling the map the way they are doing, and when you know that the enemy team isn't farming anything but maybe one side, one lane,
Right.
you're completely fine with that. You're taking 2/3 of the map, and then you can push in.
And you're just extending your lead.
That should be Satanic completed as well. Well, not yet, but it's flying over to Raven. Questionable a little bit versus AA, right, as you won't be able to heal up, but after that ulti or after you pop the BKB and that ulti has passed, you'll be able to get your HP back up.
Courier is going over to the secret shop. See if they want to take care of that in any way. Ice Blast coming in, but that's not going to land. They look over now at this Wraith King once again, tossed away, but it's on a jab, so get the kill on the ace. The look over is now Wraith King's lost his first life. BKB is popped, focusing the attention onto DJ. Wraith Fire Blast as well as the crit. They'll get the kill on the DJ. Sanctity as well as 1, 2, 3 running.
They don't have detection on him. They do have vision on Marvel, but he should be fine too. Gets out with the ult. So they bought back, what, only AA? And Wraith King lost his ulti, but that's it. I think you're fine if you're LILGUN for that. You got the Wisp at least, so you're not super happy that your position 5 bought back, but
It's not the worst thing in the world.
It could be way worse because of the way they started that team fight. It was horrendous.
Right.
They tried to go on the IO with the sleeping dart, but they forced him out of the smoke, plus the Frost Blast missed. So there was a high chance for FNATIC to just obliterate them.
The Ice Blast landing in an odd position, just in between the fight.
Because it's difficult to catch IO if he's not controlled. Not only do they have 4 staff on Nyx, he also has Tether to move away. Bottom lane, sleeping dart.
Into the Ice Blast.
Into dust.
And he's dead.
Damn,
Moon is in trouble. He's not really done a lot this game.
Yeah, but that's such a decent and easy setup. Like, that's so good. The sleeping dart on Ricky plus AA on your team. It's pretty much a guaranteed kill on Invoker. He needs something to either get rid of the dust or get rid of the AA sleeping dart or whatever. Some Aeon disc, some BKB, something similar might be helpful. He actually has the BKB queued up.
Over towards Roche is FNATIC for a second. Their posture near the pit, that's going to be up in just a couple of moments.
Yeah, Raven is just getting bigger and bigger. That's Kadi queued up. He's sitting on 3k gold with the Satanic, with the Butterfly.
And that's Shard that's going to be dropped, so we'll see.
I'm not sure. There's a good chance that LILGUN can take this next fight if they set it up with the Sleeping Dart. I feel like FNATIC, what they need to do is buy another 4-staff. If you can double 4-staff someone out of the smoke cloud, most likely you'll force him out of the AA ulti as well.
Right.
Because they will always try the same setup, right? Sleeping Dart into AA ulti.
Ishki. Cold Snap doing enough to land the Vendetta. Now the stun. They've got the Pit of Malice. Sunstrike comes down, but it's not going to land. Super Chain all the way over. They're looking for the Dark Rift out on the Underlord. Also get the Wraith King out of there. That sends them back with Roche just spawning.
Yeah, this should be the moment in which they scout it out. Chuyan, yeah, going straight into the pit.
Does he take shard? Flamethrower, I feel like is still.
I think you can give it to him.
shard.
Yeah. Who else would you give it to?
Maybe Raven even?
Raven? When position 5 gyro was popular, actually you would always buy that shard on him later on in the game because it's really good. Or position 5-4. Well, he has it right now, but let's see if he actually uses it.
He gave it to the Timber Saw.
Yeah, it's much better on him. This flamethrower is, when it was added by Ace, when it was added, I thought it's just a meme, but it's actually pretty solid.
It was really strong. I think our first real view of it was during the Season 1 Southeast Asia.
Exactly.
And
Masaro's side, I believe, was building the shard.
And it felt like it was
Gyro.
disgustingly strong.
Raven. He's just so far away from all of his team.
Now he's deeper into the base.
But he doesn't care because there's no AA. As long as there's no Frost Blast, he cannot die.
Tier 3 on the high ground. Scotty finished for the Gyro. Manta finished for the Ricky.
And we talked about that one fight when Ancient bought back.
Spike Carapace, now to catch the time. Hishki in trouble. Hishki very dead. Got the silence off the Gyro as well as the sleep.
If you can't deal with him, just put him to sleep and move away.
我真唔知手機係
Go
點樣用
on to this Timber. He's really soaking up a lot of this damage.
咁你
He's
入咗去嘅咯喎，可
become
能
a
等下我試下睇。我唔知咩情況而家。
Have a buyback.
搞掂咗而家。但係我點樣 stop 咧？ 幫我咧。
Fight! Oh, that lands on 3! That's significant because
我都唔知手機係點樣用。
go down. They get the cone of the Ancient Apparition afterwards. They buy back on the Wraith King.
我都唔知
That
手
was
機
a
係點
great
樣用。
Ice Blast. Now he's dead for another 43 seconds. Spike Carapace. All right.
Look at all the little
Raven
wall.
trying to
Yeah,
survive. The
yeah.
stun is there. They'll get the
Wait,
cone of
2 minutes.
HP once more.
OK。
DJs.
搞掂咗而家。但係我點樣 stop 咧？
DJ
幫我咧。
save if he can, but Sanctity, I feel like he's looking at something. And there's the tether. Raven trying to survive, and he'll continue throwing out those shots. They'll get the first life out of the hands of 1, 2, 3 once again. Sanctity moves
搞
forward.
掂咗而家。
And will
但係我
kill
點樣
him
stop
down.
咧？
The rocket barrage constantly on 1, 2, 3. Wraithfire blast trying to run away.
Another
Super
dart.
is there. He'll
我
wake
都唔知
up.
手機係點樣用。
Raven is just such a boss here.
He's really trying to survive. He's got
咁你
Satanic
入咗去嘅
again.
咯喎，可能等下我試下睇。我唔知咩情況。
Fire blast, ice blast, and then again, he's
搞
dead
掂
for
咗而
94.
家。但係我點樣 stop 咧？
Turns out they didn't
Someone
have any
got that.
buybacks on Timber or on the Invoker, who both got hurt by that initial Ice Blast, like you said. That pretty much, that's the only thing that kept LILGUN in this game. Yeah, it saved the game. They didn't even lose the side. And it's a big deal because they also get the gem on Ricky. Wraith King did buyback, which is not that great, but they did manage to kill Gyro in the end, so it's definitely worth it. Plus,
They
if he,
fought back on both supports, too.
yeah, and if he didn't buy back, they'd lose the side 100%.
Right.
What a crazy execution! The moment Ace not buybacks, the moment he respawns,
我唔知
we
咩
get
情
these
況
two
而家。OK。
major kills.
搞掂咗而家。
Yeah, the ice blast
送
is
我
doing
嘅
a
蛋
lot.
就可以。
And it's only level 2.
It doesn't matter really, as long as they
Take it
can't
over,
heal,
yeah.
as long as there's that
都唔知手機係點樣用。
what's shatter threshold?
Yeah, the 10%.
Mm.
Or
咁你入
no,
咗去嘅咯喎，可能等下我試下
Suddenly
睇。
it's so much
Wait,
easier to
咩
kill the
情
Timber
況而家
and the
OK。
Crossway.
搞掂咗而家。但係我點樣 stop 咧？送我
He's
嘅
got a
蛋
little
就
bit
可
of
以。
everything.
or most of the absorb.
He's mostly the electricity machine at the moment, right behind the gyro, making it faster.
We'll let you hit faster. You could do this. You got it.
Yeah, still, Jabs is doing just so damn much in these fights. This next assassin in the first game, now in the second as well. You can really see him work. He's still around.
He's got TP available.
What they're trying to do here is, if Invoker stays alone, maybe for one extra wave, Ancient Apparition sends Frost Blast and he's dead. They can 1-2 him pretty much.
Or even a sleeping dart into a
Definitely
ice
even a
blast.
sleeping dart, yeah. But this gem that they got from DJ is just so valuable. Suddenly, Sanctity, he's not afraid to be on the map. And he can follow Invoker through Ghost Walk everywhere.
Yeah.
It's such a big item. Especially if it's someone else. You didn't have to buy it, you stole it. Feels good.
Didn't have to make that purchase.
Yeah.
Raven now level 25. He's got 3 homing missile charges.
What is the highest net worth you've ever reached on a hero?
35?
35k?
I want to say my highest with Ancient Apparition is like 28. That's
Man,
for
I'm
sure.
not talking about supports. Like,
I know. Just saying.
wait, how much?
Like 28,000.
That's still a lot.
Like an 8. It was like an hour and a half game or something like
I
that.
see. I mean, it's still a lot for a support ancient where you support.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
But you hit 25 and you're just doing so much. And if the game's at a stalemate, even when you're getting kills, gold's going up. Ricky going Crystallis BKB.
Yeah, maybe even just the BKB early on would be a little bit safer. The crit is definitely nice, buffs up your damage a little bit. He's getting closer and closer to level 25. They're all pretty much in the same spot. They need that one extra item, and they can actually take a solid team fight. But it all comes down to execution. It literally does not matter. Just the Ancient Apparition with the Frost Blast. That's all you need.
Yeah. Moons just was sitting in the pit. I'm not sure.
Waiting for Rosh?
Yeah, and it's not up for another minute 40.
At least.
Yeah. They might go through top here. They're all starting to go to
Bottom lane.
TP bottom now. Spike Carapace, the stun, and the
Moon.
is a lot of damage coming in from Raven. They've relocated over. They get the kill on Hishki. Try to get Sanctity. Uh-oh, he is in a lot of trouble.
That's a gem reclaimed as well, and that's a huge mistake. He actually used, he used the blink and the smoke screen without using the dart. So Invoker gets that BKB instantly, and then they follow up so easily on the Tiny without Invoker just dying afterwards.
Yeah.
So he was a little bit greedy because he knew that Invoker will be focused on the Tiny.
Now they're going on to the top tier 3. They'll bring over Moon. Jabs makes the rotation too. It's a 3v5 fight, and the Iraqs are going down very quickly. BKB's been popped here by Raven. They've got the stun, and man, Marvel just gets obliterated.
Yeah, he does have a buyback. Ricky might have to use it too, though, because they will lose one side at least. X1, 2, 3, he is not enough to defend this. You need to buy back the Ricky. He'll probably buy back the same second Tiny is up.
Might have to do it earlier. They're going in, and oh, look at that.
Well, now
Wraith
it's
King's
too
out
late.
with no buyback.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
This is a moment in which you as Fnatic can definitely just end this game. Or as Lacoste says,
When it's time to call it, it's time to call it.
that's it.
Yeah, they're going to take the mid center X. I think that's just that little interaction right there too is a bit of a learning experience for LILGUN, because Ricky holding that buyback a little bit too long when Wraith King's frontlining and has lost that first life.
Yeah, maybe they weren't communicating that well, because
Radiant's bottom
Ricky is probably doing the right thing. He's waiting for the Tiny to respawn, but the problem was you're losing Rexes already, so you can't really be that conservative.
Nice Bless comes in, but I'm not sure that's going to do enough. They've got the Aegis popped on Moon. The two-man stun comes out from the Nyx Assassin. They get Sanctity, they get Hishki. They're going to run down Marvel. 4 heroes making a full team wipe. Fnatic are going to get the 2-0 here and clean up LILGUN, making it look pretty easy throughout the series.
Yeah. I believe this is also the longest game that I have
You
casted.
got to see tier 4s.
In yeah, I actually got to see tier 4. Well, they're still standing. They didn't kill them, right?
Yeah. Well,